So, welcome,
Welcome.
Madhu.
Thank
Prem,
you.
we are very happy to have you here with us. Very, very, very happy. And we always start with the same question that Amina is gonna ask you.
So, how did Osho come into your life, and what happened next?
Wow. Maybe he has been there before I knew of it. Sometimes I feel it that way, that he was calling a lot of people, and by accident we became aware of it. I don't know.
By accident,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Conspiracy, like Lukuno said. Conspiracy.
Yeah, through the air, or I don't know. But it happened for me when my ex-husband was questioning to me if he should become a sannyasin. He was going to the meditation center there all the time. And I only had seen one video of Osho, but it didn't attract me in a way. I was not interested in a guru. But I suggested to him to go to the meditation room and to meditate on this question. And then something hit me. I became nervous. I got fear. I got shiverings and tears and all kind of things. So immediately I thought I have to become a sannyasi myself.
Mm.
So I wrote a letter and asked for sannyas. And yeah, that was the start actually.
Do you
And
recall when was it? The year?
yeah, I think in 79, because he was still in Pune. And then later we didn't know where he was until he landed in America, I think. Yeah.
So you got sannyas by mail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not. I also never has been in Pune.
Mm.
I had a strong belief that I would die there. Probably I would. Yeah. From being with him.
And how did it evolve? Did you live in communes? How was it
Yeah.
in your
We
life?
had a commune. We had a commune, a small commune already. But then we got a commune of 15 people. And the meditation center was in another city. And because of that, we started to have our own center without being officially. But for the people in our city, most of them came to our place to meditate. And I think after 1 year or so, 2 years later, we moved to a bigger commune in Dordrecht. That's another place in the Netherlands, close to Rotterdam. And from there, we moved to Amsterdam, to the bigger commune. But then I was already with Doortje. I was divorced when my ex-husband had got his sannyas. After that, we divorced. And then later on, Doortje came into our life, and we moved to Dordrecht and Amsterdam. And that was a big commune, 200 people.
I remember one place in Amsterdam called Mystery School. 3 buildings, commune. It's a huge
Yeah,
space.
where I lived was in the jail.
Wow.
They rented a jail from the community there, and they rebuilt it to be approved for 200 sannyasis. And in each cell, where normally one prisoner would be, we were with 4 people. 2 people on the bottom when they entered, and 2 on top. And they were a little bit more secret there. So that was meant for couples. So if you would have sex there or have cuddles or whatever, they couldn't see you. but we slept with 4 on a cell. Yeah, it was a good time there. Yeah, and we had Sorba the disco as the main income for the whole commune. And nobody paid for that. We just were hosted by the Sangha. And from the income, we managed to pay everything and to have everybody go to the festivals in Rashispura.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was in the beginning of 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went the first time to the festival was still from our own commune in the first city, Middelburg. And then the second one was from Dordrecht, and the third one was from the commune. And then in the commune we had 2 mamas, Samvik and Dasana, who ran the whole commune actually. And then I think the third, or after the third festival, Sheila arrived. She was visiting all the sanghas, all the communes, the big communes. And then we got a message that all communes worldwide should eat the same menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I said, this is weird.
Mm.
In Norway, for example, we should eat something different than when we are living in Brazil.
Mm. Of course, that's natural. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it causes a lot of doubts. And after some days, I decided to leave the commune, with a lot of pain in my heart, because it was my home. That's what I still feel. That the Sangha is my home, and the place where we live is my home. And the tears come back, but I had to leave because for me it was not Osho.
Yes.
And then I had some talks with Dasana and Samvik, of course, and with other sannyasis, and they all said that I was postponing when I left. And I said, what am I postponing? Yeah, being with the Sangha or being with the master. I said, I don't leave the master, I leave this commune. And I'm also not leaving the Sangha. The Sangha is worldwide for me. So I left, and Dorothy stayed there. Also, my youngest daughter stayed there. They wanted to go with me, but I said, if you come, you have to choose yourself, not because I leave. So I left. And then, it was very painful. It still comes back.
I can
But
imagine.
yeah, shortly after, we, I think 3 or 4 months after, we got these rumors, still rumors then, that something was very, very, very bad and wrong in Rajneeshpur.
Mm.
So then, that was actually for me a very strong moment of feeling that I was in tune, which I often have, in tune with whatever. I don't know how to call it. And then Dorje, my youngest daughter, also came just before everything crashed. And I started living with my father at home in my 30s. That also was weird. And then we found a new place for a while, a year, I think. And then we bought a house and started our meditation center there for 10 years.
Yeah.
And
This
that was a
period,
kind of healing period.
yeah, yes. And that's, I think, was a big learning for all of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
About what happened with Sheila
Yeah.
and how all sannyasis allowed also that to happen. Yeah. And
I don't know if they allowed. I don't
yeah,
know, but they had so
some
much power.
so some rebels left. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for all of us, I think was a big learning. Either the ones who left or the ones who stayed.
Yeah.
Was something to learn there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a
Also,
beauty in it also.
yeah. Osho, for me, like sometimes also happen with Swaha, that people think he's involved in all kind of things, but they are not. For me, they are just our master, and management, the communes or the projects or whatever is Sangha business. And so for me, it was a very clear decision. This is not of Osho. It's from somebody else. Because before I left, I also had, I think it happened in the second festival, that Sheila had these big meetings and sharing everything about what was going on. And then they had a lot of court cases with lawyers, and they won every case. And then she really yelled, "We are the best." And for me, that also was not according to Osho. Osho is so ordinary, as he said himself. So I had my doubts already. So it was clear for me this is not Osho, but that the commune collapsed was terrible because it was such a nice place.
We interview many people who also went to the ranch, and you have all kind of things people say, yeah? There's so much beauty at the same time. And this also darker side, we all had to deal with that, yes, somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think for me it has been a big learning, because whatever happens in the Sangha, it may benefit my relationship with the master, but in a way it doesn't influence it. And it's also not separate. It's together at the same moment. But the choices I make, or that come forth spontaneously out of the heart, are there between me and my master. And that I can express in the Sangha or share with the Sangha. And the tears are coming up again.
Yes.
It's such a beautiful life.
Yes. And how was for you to meet Osho, even in the driveway?
Yeah.
Drive
The
by.
first,
Drive by.
the first, yeah, the
by.
drive by.
Yes.
The first time
How
I
was
was
for you?
there, I heard that we had a drive by and that everybody would line up. And I had, no, I'm not part of the crowd. I don't do that. Why should I? So I stayed in my tent while everybody was around the road where Osho would drive. And then they came back. And what I saw and felt and heard, it immediately created a regret. So the next day I was there too, and all other days. And I remember the last time I was there, that was the third festival. I knew that I wouldn't see Osho again anymore. And it happened often in my life, but I didn't know why. So I decided to stay, to be in a corner where he had to slow down the car to take the corner. And I don't know what happened actually. I heard it from others, but he slowed down, drove the car towards me, very close, opened the window, and then I was gone. And they had me to lift me up my legs again after he was gone already for a long time. And then the one who lived with us in the commune, it was the third one, the third festival. The one said that he touched me, but I was not there, so he has touched me, but I wasn't aware of it. But I saw him opening the window and coming close to me, so it was really a breathtaking event. And then I don't know how it was called when we were in the Buddha hall, First time with 5,000 and then 10 and 15,000 people. We all ran to the outside of the Buddha hall if we heard him coming, if we heard the car, or we saw the car if we were on that side where he came from, to see him passing around the Buddha hall before he entered the podium. And then there was a lot of music and singing and yeah, all kind of expressions because we saw him again every day. And then he entered the podium and the sannyasi started dancing around. And as soon as he said and we said, I was gone to all meetings there. I never have been there with normal consciousness, knowing that I was meditating, knowing that Osho was there, who was besides me. I always was gone. I knew that before from sasa and meditation, but it was very special to have that in a group of 15,000 people and not be distracted. And so there has been memories or reflections afterward by which I knew that something happened in between, like in my home when I was meditating, that a doorbell rang, that I knew afterward, but not when meditating. And that happened the same with Osho. So if something happened on the podium, or he was laughing or whatever, I knew that, but it was always afterwards. So yeah, there will be names for it, but I actually don't know how to describe it, except that I was gone.
That's
And yeah,
magic. Yeah.
yeah, it
Mr.
was so beautiful to be there. And although it was short and not compared to be in a commune or ashram like Pune,
I'm curious about something. What
yeah,
name Osho gave to you, and is the meaning? What was the meaning?
the meaning.
What was the
Oh,
name
yeah,
Osho
the
gave
meaning.
you, and the meaning?
Oh, yeah. And this was also a special story, I think. I didn't hear it before. When I asked for sannyas, I wrote Osho that I had got a name from another guru, and that was Nishanta. And when I wrote that, I had the feeling that she was a little girl. I never used that name. I liked it, but I didn't want to express it in the outside world. And what I felt on when I wrote Osho was that this was a little girl knocking on the door of the kitchen to ask me to play outside. So that is what I wrote to Osho, with saying or sharing that in a way I didn't know if this name should be, or that he wanted to give me another name, and that I left it to him. And then I got the name Anand Nishanta.
Ah,
And I started using it. And the meaning, as I got it then, I don't know if it still is that meaning or more meanings, but the meaning I got was end of the night, beginning of the day. And yeah, yeah.
that's the dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, but also end
Turning
of the night.
point.
Yeah, in
Yes.
dawn. Yeah. And what I made of it after some time is it's the best time to meditate. If this has to do with me, then I should meditate that day, or that moment. So I did. And then when I was in the commune in Dordrecht, I got this feeling, actually, it's not the name of Osho. It's the name of this other guru, which I never saw or met or whatever. So I thought to ask for another name, and then I quit with it. But when we went the second time to the festival, I found myself suddenly, I was mama of the commune, so I had to bring the passports to the safe there. And I suddenly found myself in the office asking for a new name. And then I got the name Anandkata, and that means blissful cloud. And I walked for 3 days up and down as if the world was like a cakewalk, totally out of the normal body experience.
Wow.
And yeah,
Was
that
Gata?
has been my name till I came with Babaji.
Gata?
Anandkata was the name.
Anand Gata.
Yeah.
Anandgata.
One question, Madhu. How did you feel when Osho left his body?
Celebrating.
Mm,
Yeah, I have started to laugh and to cry. I never felt regret or grief or whatever.
mm,
Only when I saw the videos, then I started crying of sadness.
mm,
But I never, when it happened, I never had the feeling that it was a loss or something. Not at all. And then my sister came to our place. She was in tears, and she was not a sannyasin, but had to want to become a sannyasin, which I didn't know. And then I said, well, it's still possible. He's not in the body, but he's alive.
mm.
So she became a sannyasin too after he passed away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And he
you,
still is here. Even being with Babaji, he still is here for me. I also
yes,
have my mala with 2 pictures, one
Mm,
master.
mm.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's beautiful. We now with Babaji too, so we can understand it better, yeah, how it
Yeah.
goes, and we see so beautiful, yeah. I became so happy just to see Osho's flowering around with
Yeah.
this program, yeah, like
Yeah.
we had some interviews with some Osho's flowers already, Babaji's. Oh,
Yeah.
a special flower.
Yes.
Yeah, every flower is special.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But some are more special than others.
no, they are not. It depends on what you take in or let be open. There are
Yes,
so
yes,
many enlightened people around we don't know about
Yes.
yeah,
because
but
we are not in the same energy or frequency.
Mm.
yes, yeah, I mean what you say. I understand what you mean. Yeah, and just that
Mm.
Swaha is the one for me now.
And
But
how did you met Swaha? How was your story with Swaha?
My whole life is a special story, I feel.
uh,
It's not special in the way that it is yeah, I don't know how to call it, but for me it's amazing all the time because it's magic, really.
mm,
We were looking the idea I had and Dodge too when we became older, before our 60s, how to become older. And when I was around 60, I was looking for a place where I wanted to stay around a commune, close to a commune, and that was the place was Paritosh in near Kassel in Germany, and the other place was Miasto in Italy. I wanted to visit. No, it's not Paritosh. It's not a name. I forgot it. And one was more like Osho ashram, and the other one was more human university. And Parimal, it was called, I think. And then in a strange way, I broke my arm on 2 places, and we had the idea a year in 2014, to go to one of the communes to have a look where we wanted to live. But because I broke my arm, I couldn't manage to sit in a car too long because it hurt. So instead, we asked some friends for a concert of Permala Miten, and we went to there, and our photographer recorded it and promised to show it on YouTube for us. And so the next day, Dorothy was looking for this recording. And then we got a song of them as a hit. And it was the song of Parmalamita and Man of the Mountain, which I didn't know. We both didn't know, but there was a picture of Swaha in it. When he was in Tibet, I think, in the mountains there. But we couldn't find who it was later on. But when we saw him, Dorje saw him first, and he started crying and he called me. And I started crying too, and we both had the feeling this is our new master. When we never looked for another master. So we immediately tried to find out who this was. And I still don't know, and Dorje neither, know how we did find the name. But maybe it has been in the comments, but I don't remember it. And then, so when we found out that it was Babaji, yeah, the letter was sent the same day, asking for sannyas.
Mm.
And then we got a message back from Vimal. That was not the way it went with Babaji.
Hmm.
So we had to come for a retreat. Okay, then we come for a retreat. But we had appointments, so we couldn't stay there for the first week. Yeah, but that was not allowed. You have to come at least the first week and maybe longer. No, that was not possible. And then and such and so. And then I got a letter from Vimal again with a message that Babaji read everything and invited us to come anyway. That's what I read.
Mm.
But later on, I thought maybe it was something else what was written there. And the invitation was actually to take a good rest and healing for the arm and then come to Brazil for the retreat. But what I read was come anyway. So we went to Norway the same year. And it was the second week when the silence started. So we got on Sunday evening a little tour. This is your cabin. Here we have breakfast. There is the temple. And if you cannot manage it, call this or that person. And then we had 3 weeks retreat with Swaha. And got sannyas.
Of
That
course.
retreat, both of us. Yeah. Yeah.
And what's the meaning of your name?
Yeah, it's totally different from Anand Gata. Prem Madhu, and maybe it's close to what I shared with Babaji and Sangha in the satsang. But what I felt is that I landed as Anand Gata, and now only now I was ready to start realizing the meaning of this name, Permadhu, which Prem is love, as most people will know. And Madhu, he explained as the essence of honey, the nectar, the essence of. And it actually means being in satsang. And I had been in satsang with him before we came. That's what I felt. And so I got his name, and since then, yeah, 2014.
The last interview with us, he says, the bees coming to the honey.
To the honey.
Yeah. It happened. What happened to me when we left and we stopped near a gas station or so. We stepped out of the car. We were with the car from the Netherlands to Norway, and we stepped out of the car, and then I had a lot of bees behind, and I didn't have sweets or whatever. So there was some of the honey I got from him.
You know, when we are preparing to go for a satsang, I live 400 kilometers from Ibiraquera, and she lives a little farther. And well, just when we know that few days to go, just this already started. Yeah, like the honey
yeah,
already started. The
yeah.
feeling,
Mhm.
everything. Just the
It's also
preparation.
yeah, something. I we decided in 2014 already to come to here, which happened in 2018, and before we had to sell our house and so on. But if you live here close to where the retreat is, you see and hear all the people coming, and
Mm.
that's also something to experience that over from worldwide people are coming to this place,
Mm.
this tiny little unknown place for so
Mm.
many people,
Mhm.
and speaking all kind of Italian, Brazilian, Portuguese, Persian, all kind of languages, but all fellow travelers.
Mm.
It's so
Yeah.
beautiful, so beautiful.
So you live
Mm.
close to Dharma Mountain?
Yeah, yeah. It's 7 kilometers far,
Wow.
I think. Yeah. It's a valley, it's a long valley, and the village is spread through the valley. The main center is further away, but along this road, several sannyasins live here.
Mm.
And yeah, it's a beautiful place too. Norway attracts me too. It's I never have been on tour to visit other cities or so, but in a way, Norwegian feels also close, and as if I have had a past life maybe here as a
Mm.
Viking or so. I don't know.
Who knows?
Tell
Maybe.
us a bit about your first meeting with Babaji in person. How was it?
He sure for sure felt as my master,
Mm.
but the main feeling I had was if I have to compare it with Osho, and that's really for the surface, the outside form, and what you feel on the surface, is that Osho was beyond words for me, and I felt his wisdom or something. It often happened that I shared things which he later on told in a video or in a darshan. So that was being in tune, but all the books I didn't read, the messages he gave, I didn't listen to because it was so much mind. Maybe if I saw him on video, I was gone, or if I saw him in Rajishpuram, I was gone. But with Babaji, we could talk, and he was close, not within 15,000 people around.
Mm.
He was as close as a brother I never had. I have a brother, but this brother I never had. He was
Mhm.
so close as a brother, which I love very much. And then we got sannyas. After some, I got it in the last part of the retreat. I kissed him, and that felt so natural. And he kissed me back. And I said to him, "You are crazy master. You are too," he said. So it was so natural and so normal, so you and me, so ordinary. And in the meaning Osho mean ordinary.
Mm.
Yeah, and the first meeting for me was there when I got sannyas, because before he read some letters or he called me or like he does in the satsang, and that was okay, but that was not really a meeting between him and me. That was I was in the sangha listening to what he read from letters, but it didn't feel like me and him. I just was in sangha. But when I got sannyas, there were really two persons with a body I could touch. I never had that with Osho. Um, yeah, here in the body, he's just living here. It's different from Osho, but it's on the surface because they are, for me, they are one. They have two faces, they have two bodies, and totally different stories, but that don't mind. What
Hmm.
happened thanks to Babaji also is that I started listening to Osho discourses.
Oh,
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and I
wow.
got a lot of benefit out of that too,
Hmm.
and understand it, and yeah, like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
You know, when I got the name from Babaji, this beautiful name, I love it. And to explain the meaning, it was kind of three sentences. Then I started thinking, what I'm gonna say if people ask me the meaning, the whole story. Then I went to Sufis, the people of the path, the Osho's book, and he gives many explanation about
yeah,
Sufi. Yeah, and it's beautiful. The one I love the most is from a Persian dictionary, who says Sufitist, Sufi, Sufist. What is a Sufi? Sufi is a Sufi.
yeah. Sufi is a Sufi.
Enough.
And what you say also I relate, because just before meeting, like body to body, getting signals from Babaji, I was so relaxed, so
Yeah,
relaxed. And this feeling I have with him, that I can be totally myself,
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
because he's already seeing us. Yeah, no need to.
yeah, and so inviting.
Yeah.
There has been a discourse, I think, from Osho, but it was also on pages on text of I am of invitation, and then he explains a lot, and that was true for me, but it was more true out of knowing this. But with Babaji, it came all in my body, and before I didn't have it in my body. It was more outside the body
Mm.
or
Mhm,
around.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah. Although the love was there, but yeah, with Babaji, it's I don't know if it's more accessible for the mind maybe or but yeah, you can touch him. That's the difference.
Yes.
And
Yes.
literally,
Yeah.
what we also saw in one of the last satsangs of this old Osho sannyasin who
Yes,
asked
yes.
to touch his feet. It was so
I was watching.
wow.
I was watching. I was watching on my computer here, yeah. And then I got my cell phone. I recorded. I have it. Just that
Yeah,
small part. It was so beautiful. I was so
yeah,
touched.
yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
It's a beautiful moment. And saw they together. That was Osho, pure Osho. Yeah.
yeah,
So lucky. So lucky we are.
Mhm.
yeah,
So lucky.
yeah. It's really something for me too. That I think we are with much more than we realize
Mhm.
Yeah.
from people around, but compared to the whole world
Wow.
population, it's a handful.
Mhm.
What also happened for me here, being with Babaji, that a lot of things went deeper and were understood better or deeper, and they also connected to each other. And first I saw, it's like the beads on the mala, connected by this one thread. But later on, I felt it's true, but it are no separate experiences or moments or periods. It's all the time we are carried by them. And that's really thanks to Babaji for me, that this experience, this yeah, this feeling in the body that I'm carried and that I don't have to do anything also. We don't have to do anything. If we are just be living with them, it
Mhm.
happens. whatever it may be. And for me, there's no search or no questioning to what alignment is or whatever. It's all words. And the only thing we can talk about is what happens now. And that's now, at the moment, talking to you and knowing that it's recorded. There's just love and tears and laughter and happiness and gratefulness and sharing. Lucky ones.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And also tell us a bit about Dharma Adventure magazine.
Yeah. We had here a Mukti group, and they were, I think, offering several services to the Sangha. And so there was a meeting of this group, and then there was a question to the sannyasins who were there if they wanted to share something. And I was just, I think, the first year here. Yeah, it was in 1918 or beginning of 2019. I said, yeah, I miss something. I miss a newsletter. And a newsletter, we have a newsletter, we have Sangha News, we have a newsletter of Dharma Mountain. I said, yeah, but that are no newsletters for me. It's not about news. And the Sangha News for me was just a psalm or hallelujah singing, which is okay, but it's not news for people from the Sangha who are not in the retreats or in the satsangs. And in those days, we didn't have satsang shared on video yet at the moment, not the mainstream. And I had a feeling, yeah, I want to share it with people around. And yeah, maybe a handful of people wanted to be involved in it, were interested, see if we could do some research, what to do, how to do. And when I asked how the protocol was in Dharma Mountain, which is not there, but some suggestions what to do or not to do, we started with a small group, and from that group, nobody is there anymore. But now I'm working with Asmita and Anurati. Anurati is the designer, and since a month, I think, Darsha is also in the design. And then we ask a lot of people for contributions. So the content is made by a lot of other people, but Asmita and I mostly decide about it and share together with Anurati, which sometimes give suggestions. And the main purpose, if there is any, is written in the magazine, is that we want to connect via a Facebook page, via the magazine, worldwide, because there are people in Japan, in Bali, in Nepal, wherever. And they don't come to every retreat. And yeah, I felt sorrow for them. So I wanted to share more about the Sangha, what was happening in the Sangha, to connect. And that's my feeling. And so we started, and then later on we got an invitation to have it on Babaji's website too, with Sangha News and the wisdom cards. So it's in that menu from the website of Babaji. And it's beautiful made. Yeah. So
Yes.
I love the work. I'm now 77. I love I never had the idea that I would learn this work, because I wrote newsletters, but not the way we do it here, and editing and reviewing and decisions about design and so on. And yeah, this is about where the heart goes. So, and in the Facebook page where we started with to share it were also some other friends invited, not only sannyasis. Not so many, but they are there. And it's open for everybody since it's on the website.
Yes, yes. We also feel the same about this, what we are doing in Histórias com
Yeah,
Osho.
yeah,
That
yeah,
we just want to share because I think it's important for more people to come to know and recognize this experience
yeah,
inside themselves. They are carrying the
yeah.
seed, yeah. Just to look at Osho's eyes or just look at Babaji's eyes, and then it ignites something sometimes, yeah.
Looking in your eyes and your eyes too,
Yeah.
Ah,
there is something the same, which sees each other.
Mm.
yes.
Yeah. And this we have to share. This we have to share.
Definitely.
We have to. I
Yes.
mean, it's not
Yes.
somebody who tells us, but if we don't, we explode.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
We
of
have
course.
to.
We invited this crazy guy called Nivedanu, and when we are talking about the interview, yeah, it's not so easy to get to talk, yeah. And then he asks me, "What do you want, Abiru?" I say, "I want to have fun." And that's how he came, and that's what we do. We can't stop. We are meant just to do episode. We
Yeah,
You've done more than 160 already,
yeah,
so it just goes. Yeah, we love it to
yeah.
do. Just love it.
Yeah, it's more than fun. It goes
Yeah,
It's
deeper.
more.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
To
We're
to
sharing
share
our
love.
joy and our
Yeah.
gratitude.
Yes.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
and another way of life, of living,
yeah, yeah,
of searching.
yeah. That's all included.
Mm.
yeah.
Mm. Beautiful, Madhu. Madhu.
Yeah, yeah, Madhu.
I,
Madhu.
before talking to you, I called you Madhu. Yeah, Madhu. Madhu. So now I'm
Yeah,
gonna say it.
it's done both. Madhu,
Oh, Madhu.
um, Babaji called me in the beginning Madhu, and then later on, now and then he calls me Madhu. So, but as soon people use Prem,
Ah,
they often say Prem Madhu. So the call is always felt, no matter
Yes.
how they call the name.
yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, Madhu, uh, we always ask our guests to say one word for Osho, but you can say one word for Babaji or two words. I don't know. Osho and Babaji, that's all the
First
same.
one word for Osho. Okay.
I have to go in for that because
Mm.
otherwise I get all words from the service.
Okay.
I once wrote to Babaji about the mala that I had both of them in it, but that after some time the pictures disappeared for me. They still are in, but when I looked out of a certain state of being, the pictures were gone. That's what I feel. They are mala without a picture, but with a door opening or a window opening to the beyond. It are more words than one word. Invitation. Come follow me.
Mm.
I start crying again
Hi.
and again. My nose becomes full. Yeah, invitation maybe is the best word. Come follow me. Come with me. Be with me. That's things. That's it.
Mhm.
I cried too. All the interview.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen several.
Ah,
So it's touching.
yes, yes. Yeah.
What I also want to share about this question is I shortly, not so long ago, I had a session from Santoshi and a reconnection happening there. I didn't know how to call it with what, but it was felt in my body. And after that, a lot of things of all trauma things, traumatized events came forth, but also, except the pain, also the gratefulness for what was understood now from it, and that it was a reconnection to what was behind, what was traumatized, and that is our authenticity. And this word is where they invite us to, being in the body for a while, but there's more than only that. And that's happening to me these weeks. And that's what I feel the masters acknowledge and reward and invite and touch, and they reconnect us because they connect us, so they reconnect us with ourselves, with our true selves, with the authenticity we came with. We cannot thank them enough for that. And if people ask what a master is, you cannot explain this. Only recognize it, maybe. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. It never will stop. That's also true.
There is a song with Osho song which says higher and higher.
Yeah.
Deeper
Yeah.
and deeper. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take me to the limit, take me to the top. Don't ever let me stop. Higher and higher.
And higher. Yeah.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you, thank you,
Thank you
thank
both
your
you.
very much.
sharing your this beautiful moment. Thank you, thank you.